Oh, we get a mic. I
don't
definitely
think you're
do
gonna
not
need
need
it.
to be on a microphone. You're gonna need this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll use
You
technology.
guys can hear me, yeah? Yeah, I've never been told I've been quiet in my life. My name is Jessie, and this is my husband and business partner, Gabe, and we are the owners of Supersun Electrical Services. Here are the 3 questions we are asking of you. We'll go through these to give you some context, then we'll talk a little bit more about what our business is, give you further context into our operating lives, then we'll bring this back up at the end so we can discuss. So, marketing is the name of the game today. Referrals are our best channel, but it's inconsistent. How are we going to make that more predictable? We've realized through networking relationships that not every contractor's clients fit our work, our business model. So how do we find aligned partners? And lastly, what is a marketing input we can control that won't be dependent on somebody else's schedule? We're thinking that social media posting and generation is the solution, but maybe it's not. So we would love to open that up to the room. Here's a little bit more about our business. We are a residential and commercial electrical service provider. What does that mean? You call us if something's broken or you want to add something new to your electrical system. What makes us a little different from some other contractors is we do a whole system approach where we're going to look at not just the single outlet, but your entire electrical system and how is it functioning in unison. And how is the one thing that we are adding or subtracting or fixing going to impact the rest of that solution? Additionally, we have streamlined communication with appointment reminders at the front end, all the way to a robust follow-up system at the end to make sure that you're never in the dark about what we're doing or when we're going to be there. And followed up by our elite craftsmanship, where we do it right the first time.
With a lifetime warranty?
With a lifetime warranty. I'll let you talk about this one.
All right, so caliber of our team. Everybody on our team has currently been trained through the Centex IEC. It's a local trade school, and arguably the best trade school. I'm very biased. But basically, it is an earn while you learn situation, so it works really well. I'm not here to sell that, but we've all been trained through that. It's similar to the union, but teaches you the theory on why you do it, not just how to do it. Both of our electricians have competed in the wire off competition and have placed, which is awesome. I actually posted the second highest score ever in the 20-year history. The only guy who placed a higher score is the guy who beat me by like 30 points out of 1,200. So
he's not salty at all.
I have tracked it down to like the one thing I messed up. But we're also very specialized. We do a lot of EV charging as well as solar maintenance, stuff like that. I mean, we don't do a lot of solar maintenance. I have that certification because we had one referral partner who needed it, but very specialized in EV charging with Tesla's ChargePoint. Span is a smart panel, so we're very like
cutting edge
focused on newer technology, because I think that there's a lot of old hands who are willing to charge you $60 to show up and replace the switch, and I don't care to compete with that. We also are Eaton certified, and we've won Best of Round Rock the last 2 years, and we plan on continuing to keep that running forever.
And our system's working. These are some of our fantastic reviews that highlight our professionalism, our knowledge and level of excellence, and our communication. And our this one over here talks about our education-based sales cycle, that we're not trying to push a solution down our clients' throats. There's a lot of other companies that their sales reps are commission-based, and our team is not. We're trying to show up and educate you because we are the expert in the field and you have asked for our help. So that is our job, to show up and to give you more knowledge about your electrical system. And if you want to buy from us, then awesome. That makes us happy. But our job is to educate you.
Exactly.
So we are solving for a bottleneck. Our first year in business was like many other new business owners, where we're throwing spaghetti at the wall and trying to see what stuck. So there was a lot of learning that needed to be done in that first year. We had a dip where we hired some people. We had to let everyone go because we ran out of cash. And that was really a moment for us to reflect on how do we build a sustainable business instead of just throwing spaghetti at the wall. So we started working with the Action Coach team, which we're very thankful for them. And we started focusing on prioritizing our time and generating and implementing systems in the business. Since then, we've added an AI answering service, which has incredibly alleviated our time constraint and, again, streamlined communication. And focused on cash flow, making sure we're not spending all the money that we're making and also saving it. We since then brought on an installer and an assistant so that Gabe and I's time can really focus on growing the business, which is what led us to here today, where we need capacity. We need flow in this system. So here's our questions again. How do we make referral leads more predictable? How do we find partners with an aligned model and pricing structure? And what marketing input can we control to make it systematic, repeatable, consistent?
And scalable.
And that.
We want to grow.
That's what I got.
Folks, it's welcome. About your referrals, do you offer a spiff if someone writes you a referral?
So we just started implementing that. Right now it's really basic, where basically anything over $1,500, we give you $100. Anything less than that, we give you $20.
At your work or on the spot?
So
if it closes.
If it closes. So it's as it closes, and then I say we haven't gotten to where it's like future work, but depending on how it works, we may get into that. So we're still building that, but we wanted to start implementing something and then optimize as we go, because you can't optimize nothing. So
as far as the partners, are you working with some of the local EV companies to get preferred EV installers?
I do have an answer on this. Okay.
Go.
Can you tell we're a husband-wife team? There is a local auto dealership who is an amazing referral partner for us. It's called Austin E Autos. They sell exclusively EV vehicles. We have installed chargers at their facility, and every vehicle they sell, they refer to us. Amazing. I have tried to go to other local dealerships, the Toyota, the Nissan, the other big guys, and they have a program where corporate mandates that they refer to Q Merit, which is an umbrella company where they sub out electrical contractors. I've looked at joining the Q Merit program. However, they want us to have a significantly more robust insurance policy than what makes sense for the business that we're doing. So unless I can be incredibly charming and convince somebody at a Toyota dealership to not follow what corporate's saying and refer us, I haven't figured out how to do that. So if you have a solution for that, that'd be super cool. Both. We're licensed to do any electrical system. Our business model right now is focusing on service work. So something's broken or we're adding something else, both residential and like smaller commercial facilities.
Yep. But I've done everything from like putting an outlet in residentially to explosion-proof industrial work in this company. So.
Agents, home inspectors, all of that to get into the residential aspect. It's given mainly realtors, and home inspectors, and roofers.
That's where our second question really comes in. I've been very present in the networking community for the past 2 years, and I have so many fantastic home inspectors and realtors that I've met. Most of the time when a home inspector or a realtor is referring business to us, they want the cheapest option, because they're helping their client buy or sell the house, and they want to keep the price low. And that's not the service business model that we have. So I haven't found a way to vet out the right kind of realtors or home inspectors.
A listing agent. Seek a listing agent.
Listing?
A listing agent, because a listing agent can try to ensure that their listing is not going to fail due to the electrical issue.
Okay.
So a listing agent, a good one, ideally has a pre-inspection on the property.
Do you know how to find a good one?
Yeah. Yes, there's a whole network of them, for sure.
Will you connect us?
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
I saw several other hands that went up.
Emily, go ahead.
My question was gonna be on number 2, aligned model and pricing. So what does that look like for you? Can you explain that a little bit more, what that looks like on your end, your model and pricing, and how you're looking to match that?
Yeah, so our model's a lot more education based, like what we talked about. So our goal is not to show up and upsell you into a bunch of stuff that you don't need, and actually just educate you into what you need. I've been at several houses where their panel is older, but not at a point where it needs replacement. It's not a fire hazard. It's just not today's standards. So I let them know that. I'm like, hey, by the way, if you wanted this perfectly up to code, we'd replace it. If you don't, it's safe how it is. I also know a lot of companies who would like die on the hill of selling them a new panel and take a job that should be $2,000 and try to turn it into $30,000. We're still priced on the higher side and the premium side because we have a lot of systems in place, and well, it's expensive, and copper's gone up 50%, and like it's expensive to run these companies. So we're priced where it's fair. I don't think that we're gouging or anything else like that, but we're priced to where we can still make a profit and pay everybody and have room to grow. And so I say priced on that side, but education based versus just like show up and sell people a whole new house for no reason.
Well, and something we've run into that's really generated this second question is some of our existing referral partners who should be really strategic referrals, i.e. HVAC companies and plumbing companies. I've sat down with them and asked, why aren't you referring business to us? And several of them have said, I don't think my clients can afford your prices. So there's really like a lack of belief in our referral partners that we're seeing right now, and I don't know how to close that gap.
Elevate your referral partner.
Elevate
Elevate your referral partner.
my friend in the hat.
I'm Jay with Big T's Custom Apparel. First thing I would say, selfishly, is your logo on your shirt. Stay here. So it's more readable. We can help with that. But number one, how do we make referral leads more predictable? In my mind is who your ideal client is. Nail down your avatar for who your ideal client is.
Yeah. So we really want people who are focused on the longevity of their house. That's why we have a lifetime warranty. That's why we do right the first time and really focus on that more education base, where it's somebody who actually cares about the house and wants to stay there for 5, 10, 15 years versus somebody who's trying to flip it really quick and make a profit and don't care what the quality is. So our ideal customer is somebody who actually cares about the house and has the disposable income to make that work.
So it's a residential customer.
Yeah.
Not a commercial.
I say ideally not commercial, but residential.
As a commercial customer, it would be a business owner who cares about the safety and the functionality of their electrical system for their business.
Do you provide inspections for free?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. All of our appointments start with a consultation fee because we come out to site. We'll take a look at whatever we're called out for, in addition to doing a holistic inspection of the electrical system, and then provide our feedback based on that. And that consultation fee is at $119 right now, and it does get waived if you proceed with the work, and our members do not pay a consult fee. Ooh, a lot of hands.
In the back. Yeah, we'll get to you next.
I want to come back to the question about your ideal client. Because I just want to on that a little bit. In that, as a small business owner, the thing, and I'm not the expert, you can talk to people like Bill and Tanner and other people that really focus on this, but the thing that I was always trained on as a small business, to your question number 3, what can you control, is for me, what I was told is don't try to be everything for everybody. You don't have the budget for that. Find your niche and really focus your marketing on that. And that's what we have done in our business. And it felt really uncomfortable. What I heard you said is we'll take any residential customer who is interested in the longevity of their home. It sounds like a pretty big crowd. And if you spread your marketing across that, I would be concerned that the people who are really needing help might not see you. So it's just my thought on that.
I'd like to build on that because he's absolutely right. If you narrow it down to the demographic, and there's a lot of really good marketing people that you can talk to that can help you really narrow that, then you're fishing in the pond where you know you're going to get the best bang for the fish
very good at communicating how you do your business, how you do it well, are your best referral individuals speaking the same language? So have you asked your best clients, if somebody asks you or they ask the HOA Facebook page for a referral, how do you speak about us? And can you coach those people to speak the way that you want them to speak and highlight? Because I feel like if I see on my HOA Facebook page, need an electrician, who do you recommend? They're going to get 5 people within an hour. How are they speaking about you? And I would think, to me, I want somebody who's communicative, who's going to get back to me quickly. And you highlighted that. So I think communicative, quality work, whatever it is, ask your ideal clients. If somebody asks for a referral, how would you speak about us?
How do I coach that? Like, do I sit down and say verbatim, I want you to say this about me?
I think that's fair.
I think we could just build a script.
Say, here's the blurb I would use, right?
Just build them a script.
They're your best referral partners.
Kyle's been raising his hand.
So you're competing with other electric companies for the same referral partners all the time, and I presume most of them, just like you, pay out when they actually get paid, like something that's of value that closes. Is there a way to provide them value or a relationship before that happens? Like for instance, for a realtor, could you say every time you give us an address that you see that has aluminum wiring, we give you $2. So you've just been working with a client to find, like going through 20 different homes and you found 5 of them in this area that have aluminum wiring. Great, now we have people that we can send them, something like that. Like, is there? I mean, that's also for maybe finding leads, but mostly, like if somebody's already has a connection with you and is building a relationship with you, is it going to be easier for them to take that next step and want to do it for a full, like, electrical lead?
Is there a way to do that without it being a tracking nightmare?
I mean, I know how to do that without doing a tracking nightmare.
Kyle says, hire me.
I don't know what the non-code tools are.
Okay. Because that's been something we've been really struggling with, because up until recently, we've been a 2-man team. Now we've recently just added an installer and an executive assistant so that we can do bigger, better things like that. I don't know if I have the resources or time. I guess I need to hire Kyle to figure out how to do that. That's what's held us up, but that's a really good idea. There's a friend with glasses.
Yeah, you.
Oh, wait, okay. Got a head off my head. Real quick, so have y'all worked with the dealerships for as a preferred partner for the EVs?
That's where I got hung up. That's where our partner, Austin E Autos, we are their primary referral. The other dealerships are corporate, required to refer to an umbrella company that hires electrical subcontractors.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because I used to do that many years ago, and it was pretty much you just showed up to all the dealerships, you just start hanging out, talking. But I guess if they've got preferred partner.
Yeah, we've tried to like break into that, and it's pretty ironclad. I think that they get like the dealership's going to be getting a kickback on the cost of the charger, and then they get to sell the charger, so that they get paid a few times off of it more than what we could.
Yeah, because we would have had the invoices back end. Second, real quick, I was just going to say for the referral program, have you all thought about giving them an option? Like you mentioned, like $100 spiff or something like that. But what if you gave them 10% on a service? Say, hey, we can give you cash, or we can give you 10% off of a service that they order. That way, you get money coming back in, even though there's a slight discount.
We haven't thought of that. I say, we'll play with it.
Go ahead, Paige.
To piggyback off what he said, I think we are also in a very big industry of the trade world. I don't think what many people realize is dealerships, builders, they want the cheapest work. Yeah. Like that is bottom line. There's no arguing that. And when you do more in volume, especially in our world in AC, you get better pricing. It's very similar to electrical. When we're doing millions in sales, I'm going to get better pricing than somebody who's a one-man team. So like if we're not in their situation, if they're not doing that volume from their dealers, then they're not able to offer the best prices that the dealership wants. They want warranties that
Yep.
contractors and most dealerships, builders, they don't care about
No. I say the number of houses that I'm in that are 2 years old and have legitimate warranty claims that the builder won't do anything for is ridiculous. Like,
That's the point of education.
Yeah.
Talk about educating.
Unfortunately, most consumers, dealerships, and people do not care about that. You will have great
That's where the
clients who
education
do
comes in.
care about it, and those clients are the best clients.
And we've been generating a lot of social content, a lot of blog posts about what happens when you hire the cheapest electrician, why the lowest price is maybe not the best option. I've done a lot of blog posts around licensing. A lot of people don't recognize that you can be a licensed electrician, but if you're not working under a Texas electrical contractor's license, the work is still not covered by insurance. So I've been doing a lot of education around that. Oh, well, then we'll.
Here, and then we'll come back there.
Stephanie Campos. I'm a narrative strategist, so I focus on helping businesses with their storytelling. So to point number 3, I did take a look just on your Instagram briefly, and from initial audit, I would say that what you're telling me is not necessarily aligning with the first message. And what I mean is, you're saying that you're the sage, essentially, because you're saying education, education. And I love that you have the superhero stuff in there, and you have it listed out as protector and this and that, but you need to get clear on that, because then you can really have some fun with it. So if education is what you want, I would update it a little bit. You have like the old man, like you don't want that, you want me, your hero. But I think you almost want, if you want to be the hero, then be the hero, but I would not divert from being both. I wouldn't be the hero and the sage, if that makes any kind of sense. But I would say that with the education piece, because you have educational videos I am seeing, I would put text over to say on your socials what you're saying, so if people are going for the education, they can say, oh, I want to know about this right away. Because right now it's kind of there could be a lot of great stuff in here, but I don't know what it's saying.
Yeah, we're on this hero piece. We have been continuously seeking clarity, and we're in the process of rolling this out, which is why you're seeing it spotty in some of our messaging online. Sunny is our hero, our guardian electrician, and a visual representation of the values we have as a business. And he fights other electrical villains like Surge and Arc Spawn, and this is our way to make electrical work more approachable and, dare I say, fun, and explain electrical concerns outside of just, you have a trip to GFCI, it's because the circuit overloaded, and like, I want to fall asleep when we start talking about that. I know, I didn't say that correctly. That's why he's the master. I know. So it's spotty on our digital presence because it's being developed in the back end, and we're still pushing it to the front end.
And that's what I was just saying, is he going to be the teacher, or are he going to be the teacher? You know, is he going to be the person or the hero? Because you could have both. He can be, I'm the solution, and quick, done, and then I'm the teacher. And so you might have to.
Yeah. So the goal with that is to have Sunny as the hero that everybody wants to call, and then the technicians are on the back end, kind of being that like additional hero, kind of like the knowledge behind it, being able to educate. So the technicians are going to be more of the sage in this role, and then Sunny's the hero that comes to save you.
Which the point in doing that is we've got a vision to transform the electrical trade by building better electricians. So our goal is to take over Austin and then Texas and then maybe the world. And we don't want to be the face of that because branding ourselves as a mom and pop shop with our faces is not scalable. So the point of adding a hero is making him the face and us being the knowledge behind.
I saw questions over here before. I don't know if they still exist. There's another one behind you.
What you guys were saying today. The marketing that you can control is the effort that you put towards it. You manage your time, you manage where you go, where you don't go. If you're looking for residential customers, they will care about the service. The builder doesn't, the realtor doesn't, but if you can get in with inspection at cost for you, in that inspection you can tell the person, hey, this is but then if you buy the house, you know, you install charger, you can do this, or if you want to that, or if you want to be smaller, you get a warm lead of somebody that is gonna likely do doing things to the house. And that is marketing. Sometimes you think marketing about advertisement, but if you can be in front of the client, that costs a lot of money. money.
Where do I go to do that?
Realtors.
Real,
That's what he just said.
do home inspections, that
I missed that.
if it doesn't make you money, that's okay, that's your marketing money, that's your marketing cost. And then you get in front of a warm lead that is buying a house and will likely or potentially have things to do in the house without it.
We'll go Stephanie, and then we'll come back up.
So two parts. So I think getting, like Don said, getting very clear on who your customer is. And it sounds like residential versus commercial. I know you do service commercial, but what I'm hearing from you is more residential. Getting real clear on who that is. And then my two-part question is, your blog is where? It lives on your website and you're pushing it out through social?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no other amplification
No.
beyond that? Okay. Because you don't control social paper. That was my first question. My second question is, if it's residential, and I think we've gotten some great input here today, I think where do those residents live? So John mentioned his HOA. Can you sign up with an HOA and say in your community that also happens to be a community that can really support the cost of what we do? Can we do a seminar in your community building and we're giving away a free warranty almost out checkup to the first 3 people, whatever it is, right? Go where they are.
Yeah.
Because I think to John's point, I see it on HOA all the time. Like, I need electricity, you get like 45 answers. Well, how do you know who's the best? Unless it's I'm wrong.
Gabe said that yesterday, that we have a relationship with an HOA, and I think that doing more in an HOA community might be something really beneficial. So that we were talking about it yesterday. So that's really, really good feedback. We'll come up here and then go back there.
Back to the realtor. So I am 10 years, and yes, definitely. There's a word, it's called farming, and realtor farm. So every single realtor is farming a community, right? So that's what I would say. Find the realtor, like Paloma Lake, for instance, right? There's like a Paloma Lake queen realtor who's there, and she's constantly farming. She knows everybody. Everybody knows her. She's probably been there about 10, 12 years. And whenever she posts, like the electrician, everybody's gonna go straight to whoever she posts. Because she's posting directly on that HOA. Yes, finding that maybe like a neighborhood, like let's just say an older neighborhood, right? Like Forest Creek, right? Forest Creek. There's a realtor there who's been farming it for about 20 years. Get in with him. Get to know who that realtor is. Those homes are very, very old. They have a bunch of electrical problems, I'm sure, because they're very old. They're already way past they all need remodeling. That's where you gotta go. Start sending out mailers, start sending homes on here, things like that.
How do you find those realtors who have that community presence?
Basically just driving around and really start seeing who's got that presence.
Posts, they're like signs on.
There's signs
Okay.
and there's all kinds of avenues to find out.
Just real quickly to add to that, just from my own past experience, there's probably people in the room that have experience with BNI chapters. I'm not recommending it. However,
We are in BNI right now.
So visiting the chapters, because one of
I
the
do that as well.
almost every BNI chapter is going to be a real.
Correct. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, that's a good idea though. Talking to the realtors in BNI already. Here we go. Thank you.
This may be elementary, but I have a memory care. So we take care of a very specialized population. But in essence, what about the senior living space? Because that's going to combine your residential and your commercial. And I can tell you that in the last 2 years, there's a lot happened in that space. The regulations have changed. The Department of Public Human Services mandates that are politicians, or that they will evolve. And so this is a niche. As an idea, I'm a mom and pop, but if you get into the larger corporations, you're going to be that preferred provider for all of their buildings that are outside of, say,
Yeah.
a corporate office.
It's a really good idea.
You might run into that insurance problem again, though.
Yeah. If you have a connection, I'd be glad to talk and see if it's a good fit between us and in whatever facility you're talking about. Yeah, if there aren't any insurance things that would disqualify our services, we've found that a lot of contractors that we sit down and we find that alignment of they care about the quality and the service, and we can provide that, then we become their preferred contractor. What we've been struggling with is there a way to qualify them before sitting down and having that meeting? Like, how do you know what their beliefs and their values around what an electrical service provider should be without, because what I've been doing right now is I spend about an hour of my time networking to try and or sitting and having coffee and qualifying them. Is there a way to pre-qualify?
The websites ahead of time, just overall what their values are and where kind of they sit. I mean, that would be a precursor.
That would be a precursor, yeah. Go ahead.
In those coffee meetings, are you following up with people like 2 weeks down the road, 6 weeks, 2 months, keeping that relationship, building that relationship? Because statistics tell us that we've got to touch people 7, 10 times
Yeah.
to care about people and build that relationship. Like, you can't just meet with them one time for an hour for coffee for them to have that trust in you to continue business.
That's
So that's something
yeah.
to think about.
That's a really good point. We have an automations company who we have built a appointment pre-scheduling automation system and then a follow-up system because of that. And I'm in the process of building that same follow-up system with my networking contacts. So good minds think alike.
Give 'em a round of applause.
I don't know. Do we stay here? We leave.
Here.
We leave. Our phone
Let's give
died.
one more round of applause. It's amazing. So for those of you that everyone, like, grab your phones.